Hi, this is my first Halloween tutorial, which is pretty exciting. So if you have a costume that you want to wear but you want to make it look extra scary, then stay tuned and I'll show you how to do this to your face without actually hurting yourself. Enjoy! Firstly, I have to wash my face, so if you're going to use liquid latex or any makeup for that matter, please use a good face wash. I recommend the Clearasil PerfectaWash so that it helps keep all the nutrients on your skin to nourish it even though you're wearing a lot of makeup, and you can have consistently good skin days. I've done my makeup as per normal and now I'm going to use the MAC Painterly paint pot to cover my eyebrows and just cover the area that I'm going to put the liquid latex on later. If you don't have a paint pot, then you can also use a concealer. Here's the liquid latex that I purchased from the costume store, so I'm going to pour it out somewhere where it's going to be easy for me to reach with my foundation brush that I'm going to sacrifice. You can actually use a paintbrush as well, I just forgot to buy it from the store. And I'm stippling the liquid latex onto my face over the area that I've already covered with my MAC paint pot. Make sure that you don't put it on your eyebrows, because if you get liquid latex in your hair or your eyebrows, it's going to be really hard to get off. And I'm going to stick bits of tissue paper that I'm ripping apart onto my face to give it that burnt, dead skin look. Just keep layering the tissue on, but I'm going to make sure that these are the two areas that I cover the most, because I'm going to rip some holes in them later, and I think I've applied about 2 or 3 rounds of tissue paper by now. Now pull one ply in half and then just use those thinner layers to put around the edges of where you've already stippled on your tissue paper, because it's going to blend into your skin. Use a cheap powder you have lying around and just buff it over the top of everything to make sure that there's no sticky parts left for the next step. Take a cosmetic sponge and your normal foundation color and then just cover the top of the tissue paper by sponging it all on. Don't be concerned if it looks a little bit lighter than your skin color, it's because of the tissue paper. So what I'm going to do now is get a foundation that's a bit darker than my normal skin tone, and I'm going to put it around the edges of the tissue paper just to blend it in with the rest of my skin. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers now just to start pulling at the liquid latex and the tissue paper. I want to make it look like it's dead skin peeling off my face, so I'm going to start pulling around my eyes and then random spots on my forehead and my cheeks. It's okay if you make a mistake around this point, because it actually looks good when it's a little bit more random. It's not meant to be consistent at all. Using my MAC cream color base in black, I want to pat and smudge it around the areas that I want to cover with blood later, so that would be in the spots in between the places that I've already pulled. If you don't have this, you can also use a black face paint. I'm going to use a bright red lipstick now and just put it on the back of my hand so that I can dab it with my fingers and sort of blend it into the black spots, and it will look like a darker red. Using a darker red, I'm going to put it on a cosmetic sponge and just sort of smudge it around the edges of the places that I've already pulled with my tweezers. It's starting to look a little bit more gory now, but I still want some blood to look like it's oozing out of my wounds, so I'm going to use this vampire blood jelly. I bought it for $1.50 from the Hot Dollar store, so it's pretty cheap, but it adds a really good effect to your makeup. And just put it in random spots on your face and also underneath any flaps that are still hanging out, because that's usually where it keeps bleeding. On the other side of my face, I'm going to take the MAC Azalea Blossom, and using that purple part, I want to give myself a bruised eye and sunken hollow cheeks. If you don't have this, you can also use a purple eyeshadow. I'm going to use my black eyeshadow now just to make my bruises a little bit darker. I'm going to cover my lips with a nude lipstick, but you can also use a concealer. And just take a comb and start teasing your hair if you want to make it look messy. And now you're ready for a night out. You can pretty much use this for any costume that you're wearing, and additionally to this makeup tutorial, I'm going to show you how to remove it. Get a makeup sponge and just soak it in water. You're going to start dabbing this on your face to make it wet again so that it's easy to remove. Otherwise, when you start ripping it off and it's dry, it can sometimes hurt you. So anytime that you're pulling it off your face and it starts hurting again, just use the sponge and dampen it up and it should easily come off. Now all you have to remove is this, so I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Take It Away. It's really good for harsh makeup, and you actually use it dry, so put it on your face as if it was a moisturizer and then wipe it away. I'm going to use the Derma facial wipes now to remove any leftover makeup on my face. Then all that's left to do is to properly cleanse my face with the Clearasil PerfectaWash. So it's been really hot lately and I want to make sure that I'm removing all the makeup off my face, especially after a hot day in the sun, so that I don't get any pimples during the summer. I hope you've enjoyed this and have a great rest of the week.